Exposing social liberalism for what it really is. When one thinks of the most liberal decades, they usually think of the 60s and 70s. The 60s and 70s are characterized by rebellion, indulgence, drugs, living a libertine life, and the advancement of the liberal agenda. It's not surprising that most drug users are liberal, lazy, and selfish. They don't really care about anyone else. Those decades characterize the liberal way of thinking. No morals, no boundaries, no rules, no self-control, and doing drugs. A gay agenda is a part of liberalism, and if homosexual marriage is legalized everywhere, what will liberals try to legalize next? The most likely guess is pedophilia. Decades ago, homosexuality was largely unaccepted, but in recent times it has gained acceptance. Right now, pedophilia is largely unaccepted, but it is obvious many future liberals will advocate the freedom of pedophiles and the expression of pedophilia. The pedophile organization, NAMBLA, grew out of the 60s, not surprisingly. The indecent liberal sexual agenda needs to be stopped before pedophilia becomes a mainstream liberal cause. Liberals think if a couple gets pregnant on their own fault, that they should be able to have an abortion, therefore making the use of birth control less urgent and rendering responsibility unnecessary. Liberals are selfish in that they think their personal privacy is more important than the safety of the country as a whole. The most liberal form of government is anarchy. Most people do not take the liberal anarchists seriously, and rightly so. Anarchy is associated with chaos and disorder. Anarchist countries would have no national unity and wouldn't survive against foreign enemies because an anarchy wouldn't have a military. Anarchy is liberalism at its worst. Anarchists can't even depict their anarchist symbol correctly. Also, not surprisingly, the entertainment industry, probably the most unimportant industry, is full of liberals. Most actors, writers, artists, musicians, and porn stars are generally liberally minded. Let's take a look at the classic example of social left versus the social right, an unruly mob versus riot police. In these battles, the unruly leftist mob is always dispersed and ends up losing the fight. The fact that an unruly mob attempts to fight riot police defies logic. It's no surprise that unruly mobs are usually liberal rebels hopelessly fighting violently for their liberal ways. The rebel spirit in liberalism is similar to the way a kid cries to their parents when they don't get what they want. I hope this video has showed you the characteristics of social liberalism, the cause that achieved progress in the hippie, drug-using, rebellious decades of the 60s and 70s, and if this video shows you the true nature of leftists, that a united, patriotic, and organized country is superior to an unorganized, rebellious, anarchist, liberal mess. Characteristics of a social liberal: individualistic, selfish, rebellious, unorganized, dissident, anarchistic, disorderly. I hope you enjoyed this brief analysis of the liberal left side of the social political spectrum. Thank you.